Welcome back, learners. In this session, we are going to discuss external environment of business. This is a part of strategic management, and the learning objectives for this session will be to understand the concept of environment, to understand the sources of scanning, sources of information required for scanning, to understand the environmental factors in details, and also to know various tools and techniques used for external environment scanning. So let's begin with the meaning of environment. Friends, for individuals like us, we call our environment as all the surrounding in which we dwell or live. For business, this environment is formed by all those factors which affect the business operations directly or indirectly. These factors can be general or specific. In general, we can say that all the economical factors, political, government policies, social factors, environmental factors, technological advancements, competitive market situations, bargaining power of the suppliers, all these factors have an impact on the business organizations. In addition to these, other factors are international, regional, and local situations, availability of natural resources, pollution norms, and can be several other factors depending on the nature of the business activities. So, when we talk about scanning, it means also an analysis or forecasting of the situation. This situation forecast cannot be done just by mere observations or generating some reports or following some reports created by others. That means the primary and secondary data sources has to be very valid and authentic. It cannot be done by mere observation. So this information coming as a source to tell the environmental situation comes by four ways, that is events, trends, issues and expectations. Any major events happening in the market, changing trends, issues emerging in various industries or markets, and expectations of the customers and stakeholders. They are tapped on a continuous basis by all the markets, and companies use these sources as an information to have a picture about the changing market situation and how healthy or unhealthy the business environment is can be predicted on this basis. So these are the major sources of information. Now, the scanning of the environment, which can be general or specific, is done on the basis of this information. This environment, when we has some certain types like general environment, relevant environment, remote or operating environment. So general environment is all the factors we have discussed. Relevant environment can be the specific environment. It can be at macro level, industry level or organization level. So about relevant environment, the Thomas in 1972 has suggested three indicators. So he says that indicators which affect all the business enterprises at national or macro level, those all indicators like through political factors or macroeconomic factors, it may be a big government policy change, these are relevant to the businesses. Other factor is indicating a particular industry or sector. Let's take an example of textile sector, which largely depends on the export and import. Any changes in the export and import policies will affect the relevant businesses. So the export import businesses are depending on these factors. Third indicator, he suggests that it may be relevant to a particular organization, that For example, a company making pump sets for irrigation, if the income level of farmers changes suddenly, or there is a cost of fuel rising suddenly, progress of rural electrification is happening, all these factors will impact the particular organization or its similar organizations in that industry. So relevant factors can be at macro level or micro level. Remote factors. Now remote factors or remote environment of the business is that environment which creates the opportunities as well as threats for the business. Like the remote environment consists of factors which are not directly related to the organization's operations but yet have influence or impact. The macro environment consisting of political, economic situations, social situations, or government factors. So, the operating environment, also known as competitive environment, includes these factors which in the immediate competitive situation like customer profile, level of competition, the industry structure, there can be a technological advancement or any specific regulation which affects that company can form a remote environment. Companies are required to be attentive to these operating environment or remote environment situations. So friends, let's again understand the general environment in detail. Economical factors. What can be the economical factors? The gross domestic product of the country is the indicator of economy. Again, the income distribution or income levels of the customers or people living in that particular country. Business cycle or different phases of the life cycle. If there is a boom, recession, depression, or recovery situation, indicating the health of the economy. Prices or price levels of goods and services, whether the trend is, we can say, inflationary or deflationary. How is the rate of interest on market borrowings? All this tell the economic, all are the economic factors. And as said by Michael Porter in 1980s, he had identified some number of cost drivers which are creating the competitiveness. The cost drivers identified by Porter are economies of scale, pattern of capacity utilization, linkages with suppliers and channels, coordination among different activities, timing of an activity, and also the management of the institutional factors like taxation, tariffs, rebates, etc. These all are the cost drivers which creates the health of the economy. Second is political factor. When we talk about political factor, the political decisions taken by government or other political parties create an impact on the business operations. As we have seen, the changes in government or disputes among various countries can impact the business activities. We all know the conflicts between South Korea and now North Korea, the economic situation or the political decisions taken by US government after the Trump's arrival regarding the visas and also the trade agreements. They are all impacting certain businesses. Government policies. Government policies regarding fiscal policies, monetary policies, and physical policies have also an impact over the business situations. The taxation system, subsidies offered to the businesses, investment decisions, decisions, price levels. All these factors under the government policies create an environment and affects the business. Social factors, changing the norms, changing the social situation, changes in the demographics or patterns of purchase, how people behave. Nowadays we will see that all the advertisements are emotion specific and they are focusing on particular emotion for a buyer to influence the buyer's decision. So these social factors are influential and that's why they are also considered by the business organizations. Environmental factors, the CSR activities or the sensitivity towards environment, the decisions of government regarding to the environmental norms also make businesses to take certain decisions. The environmental factor also include the favorable situation of a business operation to be conducted at particular place. Technological advancement, we all know that all the digitization, automation of all the activities is in the trends and it has made all the business organizations go digital, technological or technologically advanced, we can say. Changing competitive market situations are also impacting businesses. The pandemic situation has created many new segments and new businesses for the existing organizations. Some organizations have even changed their businesses or made some additional segments in their business line. The suppliers' bargaining power also impacts the businesses in a way that the suppliers may bargain and affect the purchasing of the business organization. So these are some of the general factors which create a general environment. Relevant, as we have seen that relevant factors means which are relevant to specific industry, specific organization or specific nation. So Thomas in 1972 has identified certain indicators which indicates the relevant environment for the business. He says that it can be at macro level, that is at national level, the government policies or political situation changed. At our industry level, that only particular industry will get affected and not other industries. So there can be some relevant factors of the environment. For example, let's say that import and export, textile industries depending mainly on this activity of import and export. Any major changes in import export policies by the government will have an impact on these industries. Or we say that steel industry, if it is in boom or in a downfall, all the organizations working in steel industry will get affected. Now remote environment is the environment which creates threats as well as opportunities for the business. It is something that is not directly connected to the business but yet has an influence. And also the operating factors or operating environment. Operating environment is also a competitive. So the remote environment consists of factors which are not directly related to the organization's operations but yet has an influence, like the macro environment consisting of political, economical, social social and governmental factors. In operating environment, which is the fourth type of environment, the factors are included in which the competitive situation like customers profile, level of competition, the industry structure or specific regulations affecting the company or industry are included. So companies should have more focused over this operating environment and they should have a proactive approach towards them. Friends, let us see now what are the techniques of environmental scanning. The environmental scanning or forecasting or analysis can be done in 5 ways. I have covered here only external environment scanning tools and techniques. In the next session, we will see about the internal techniques. So first is QEST, that is Quick Environment Scanning Technique. In QEST, after collection of mass data or information about environment from various sources, the scanning starts. The basic objective of scanning, please remember, is to eliminate the non-relevant and redundant information and separate this information to relevant and useful. When we are collecting any information, it may happen that non-relevant information is also therein. So it is the task of the managers and its team to find out the relevant information out of it. The QEST is suggested by NANUS and it is used by many companies in original or modified form. That is a 4-step process, and these 4 steps involved. First is planning or scanning to make observations about the major events and trends. Secondly, the planners deliberate on the large number of relevant issues out of these trends and events. Once the major issues are identified, third stage is to prepare reports of analysis about these issues which are relevant. And after preparing the reports, the last stage is to prepare report and scenarios and discuss them with the management teams and have reviews by the strategic management group to identify the feasible strategic options or actions to deal with these changing environment. The options are ranked in terms of significance and priority for further actions, and this ranking is the uniqueness of this QEST. So this techniques talks about 4 stages. Let's repeat: collecting the data, sorting it, identifying the major events, preparing reports, and discussing for the further action. This is about QEST. The second technique is environment forecasting. In environment forecasting, planners have to start by answering the basic questions. How far ahead should we took the time horizon for forecasting? The gap analysis is done. An approach which has been found quite useful is gap analysis, which should logically be the starting point for the environment forecasting. Friends, the detailed description and analysis of different techniques can be found in the work of Label and Kranzer. They have described 9 techniques which range from highly mathematical to technical statistical techniques also. So there are various quantitative and qualitative techniques available for environment forecasting. That generally talks about, if we talk about the Label and Kranzer's 9 techniques, it talks about the single variable extrapolation, theoretical limit envelopes, dynamic models, mapping, multivariable interaction analysis, etc. So these techniques are at a serial numbers and they require a reliable data. So if this data is concrete, the tools and techniques of stats and maths can be applied on this data to have some predictions which will tell about the changing environment. And this is how they scan or forecast what is going to happen in the market or in the environment in the future. Third is scenario building. The scenario is a detailed and probable view of how business environment of an organization may develop in the future. It is based on the analysis of key environmental influences and factors of change about which there is a high degree of uncertainty. Friends, when the things are uncertain, we cannot predict them, or it is difficult to predict them. So planners and strategists are required to develop the alternative scenarios. The alternative scenarios are developed by a systematic process. Although the generalized process, there are again 4 major steps in this. One is to identify the key environmental factor forces, then formulating or write down the key assumptions of scenario building. After identifying these assumptions or noting these assumptions, the third stage is understand the historical trend if it has happened ever, and fourth is building the new scenarios by optimistic future and pessimistic future. So they will have a scenario of future considering both adverse and favorable situation. If X happens, then what? If Y happens, then what? So some have suggested a more elaborate step-by-step process for scenario development. One such sequential process is Shell's long-term scenario process. And the Shell's process talks about 6 stages. One is preparing the background, select the critical indicators. Third is establishing past behavior for each indicator, why it happened. Fourth is verifying the potential future events. Fifth is forecasting each indicator again. And lastly, write the scenarios. So this gives a clear picture or a portrait that particular event has happened because this is this, and if this is happening and there is a pattern, then it becomes easy to predict what will happen in future. This is how scenario building technique works. Next is ETOP or environmental threats and opportunities profile. Friends, environmental threats and opportunities. Threats are those challenges, if not made, the company may lose its business, because they always talk about the increased competition, the suppliers, and also the competitive advantage probably lost if the actions are not taken. So how ETOP works? ETOP was suggested by Glueck in 1984. It is the preparation of environmental threat and opportunity profile. So this was first adopted by or used by BHEL, that is Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. This method talks about identifying the specific sectors or subsectors which has clear impact on the organization. So ETOP can also help to analyze the nature and intensity of the impact of those sectors. Favorable or unfavorable situations can be predicted. So based on ETOP, the organization is supposed to formulate the appropriate strategies to exploit the opportunities and counter the threats from the environment. So it talks about identifying threats and identifying opportunities out of those threats. Okay. How BHEL prepares its profile for threats and opportunities? So it categorizes it into 4, that is socio-economic subsectors, technological sectors, suppliers sectors, government and competitive sectors. And it has been using this widely and successfully. Last is external factor evaluation matrix. Friends, external factor evaluation matrix, EFAME, is suggested by David It is similar to ETOP, but this is also based on opportunities and threat analysis, but there is more structured, precise and quantitative method involved in this. EFAM is the environmental parallel internal factor, that is strengths and weaknesses evaluation matrix, which we also call as SWOT. So EFAM and SWOT are quite similar. Shell has created this for the oil industry, and where every 2 or 3 years the central planning group of Shell was preparing this scenario about the future of oil industry on the behalf of Shell Group. The process generated two scenarios which were favorable or optimistic and unfavorable. So in favorable situations and unfavorable situations, the further action plans can be easily drawn out. And this is how EFAM worked. So friends, this was about the external environment techniques. In the next section, we will talk about internal environmental scanning techniques. So let us repeat today's lecture. We talked about the external environment, whatever factors affecting the company's business directly or indirectly. We talked about 4 sources of information required for scanning. Those are events, trends, issues and expectations. We also considered the types of various environment, that is general environment, relevant environment, remote and operating environment. And we have seen these 5 techniques of environmental scanning, that is QUEST, environmental forecasting, scenario building, ETOP and EFAM. Until we meet next and I bring you the next management lesson, keep learning and keep watching. Thank you.